Ghostface, your boy Scarface, and welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys for always tuning in every week. You guys are amazing. You guys motivate me, continue to make this content for you guys. And thank you everybody who is now the official sponsor of the Uncomfortable Combos podcast, naughtyscience.com. Shout out to everyone who has gone and purchased stuff. So if you guys want to follow the social or go check out the what's it called? The store. Link is in the bio. I think I'm going to make an exclusive podcast code. That way, like if you guys hear it in the podcast, you're going to be able to go use it over there. So stay tuned. I think I'll probably do that next episode. I'm recording this one a lot sooner than usual, just because my little brother is on his way. He's actually in the air right now because we're going to go to the Weeknd concert. So I'm super excited for the Weeknd concert. He's going to be here. And so instead of just like focusing on, recording content and stuff like that, I wanted to, record it now and then post it up on Monday because I want to continue giving you guys a podcast episode. So sorry, it's because I'm getting these cards ready. You guys know which ones I'm talking about. It's the how deep will you go? So I just want to make sure I didn't grab the pile that's I've already been already pulled. So all right, so the first one that we have is level 1 icebreakers. What's something your parents warned you about that ended up being true? Women. Okay, not all women. Okay, I'm just saying, like they always tell you things growing up. I just wanted to say women to be funny, but in reality, what came up is what my mom told me. So back when I was a kid, and I was I forgot what grade I was gonna go into. My parents, or my mom, she told me, hey, they're going to treat you different at school because of your skin color. And at that time, I'm just a kid. I didn't know, right? I'm like, what do you mean they're going to teach me different? Because we had neighbors. We were super cool with them. I never growing up felt like a brown kid, Mexican kid. Never. I never felt that way. Like, obviously, like when we were growing up, we lived in a trailer park first. And it was surrounded by a bunch of Hispanics, like Mexicans. So I've always been around that. And then when we moved to the house my parents bought, still living to this day, it was a bunch of, there was a white family that had a bunch of kids, almost similar in age. We would always play with them and stuff. Super Mormon, but we still play with them. Chinese kid, like never did I feel like, holy shit, I'm brown, or I'm different than a lot of people. Going to school, I did feel a lot different, especially at the time where Idaho didn't have the biggest population of Hispanics. So right away, like I remember at school, kids would ask me like, why are you dark? And I was just like, I don't know. Me thinking it's normal. Why does your lip look funny? Why does your nose look funny? Like your face looks weird. Your face looks deformed. Like all these things, like they would tell me. I don't know if they told my other brothers, but I specifically remember my mom telling me, people are going to treat you different at school because of your skin color. So I want you to know that it's okay. No parent should have to tell their kids that. That's why, like I'm saying, like it's a problem, because even I'm 36 years old right now, and I still get racist people profiling people. So that's why I'm saying like that. I remember them warning me specifically. Well, mainly my mom. My dad wasn't there. She warned me about that, and at the time I just didn't know until I went to school and I saw and felt different. So, just a little FYI for you, the parents raising your kids. It takes a toll. Takes a toll on kids. What is something you really love about yourself? Something that I really love about me right now is the fact that I think I've said it before, but just my drive, my hustle, my grind. I don't know why I'm so motivated to do things. Like you don't have to tell me to do things. I'm just like motivated to do them. And so I've never been I don't know where it comes from. People are like, oh, like how do you get like, I'm just like that. No idea why. I just am. I love being this way. I wouldn't have it any other way, to be 100% honest. Um, and I really love that because it's gotten me to places that um, sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be. You know, when you get that imposter syndrome, sometimes you feel like you shouldn't be there, but trust me, you have all the right to be there. And sometimes you tend to feel like that. But I know my hustle has opened a lot of doors, and my hustle is going to continue to open a lot more doors. So, and the last card is if you have one, ask the question that is on your mind. If you have one, ask the question that is on your mind. Um, do I have a question in my mind? Not currently at the moment. Like I'm not thinking. Well, I'm always thinking, but not like, oh my God, I need an answer to this. No, not right now. So what we're gonna do is like we're gonna skip that one. Can you call someone and tell them you love them? It's a little late right now, so we're gonna skip that one. Yeah, it's a little late right now. Wake up my mom. Hey, I love you. She's gonna flip out. She'll be like, "What's wrong? What happened? What are you doing? FaceTime me. What's happening?" uh, we have to reveal a secret about ourselves. A secret about myself. I think. Um, I mean, I can't think of anything off of the top of my head. Like, I don't. I put my life basically out there. Uh, do I get self conscious about certain things? Yeah, absolutely. Um, like while I'm recording, like it still happens, even though I'm pretty confident and I do pretty well on camera. Sometimes there's some things that you get insecure about, and I think that's just normal being a human being. So I would say that. But I know why you guys are here. You guys are here because people be vanilla, and we need to fix this, okay? Because it's a problem. It's become a huge problem, okay? Um, I always say if you're new to talking to somebody, this is the best time to coach them. This is the best time to get them to try new things, do different things. Because if you wait 5 years down the road, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because they're going to basically tell you, I've given you the same D for the past who knows how long, and you've never complained, and now you're complaining. Don't fake. Don't like coach them along. Like if you have something that you want them to do better, tell them. Like stop. I don't know why people just like I would want to know, hey, like you should do this more. Hey, you should do this. Like I love it when you do this. Is there a reason like you don't want me to finish? Like, what can we do to make me communicate with your partner? And in the beginning, when you're first talking to somebody, they're willing to learn. I'll tell you that right now because they like you a lot and they're willing to change their ways for you. Okay. But I wanted to make a podcast episode on the 10 reasons on why vanilla in the bedroom can become actually a pretty bad thing. And I'm sure some people are going to be able to relate to this. So the first one that we have is it builds silent resentment. One partner might secretly crave more excitement, but stay quiet to avoid hurting feelings. Eventually, resentment builds even outside of the bedroom. Absolutely. Like that's why I always say that communicate with your partner. Hey, like I want my partner to throw me around, do this, be dominant, disrespect me respectfully. But this is something that you have to tell them because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And if you don't say anything, they're not going to know. And the sooner you can bring it up, the better. I've said that before. The sooner you can bring it up, the better because they're more likely to change and not so much kickback. If you tell them 5 years down the road, because I did a TikTok, somebody asked a question, oh, we've been together for 5 years. The intimacy was vanilla in the beginning. He hasn't changed because you haven't told them what you wanted, what you needed along those, be like, hey, I love it when you do this. Can you do this more? Can you do this more? And they'll slowly start catching on like, okay, like maybe she wants a little bit more. Maybe she wants a little more of this. Or just telling them straight up. Like I remember when I was young, in my teenage years, I got told I fucking sucked. Straight the fuck up. And I said that day, I would never suck ever again. That was the hugest ego killer because I thought I was the shit. I thought I was fucking shit up. I was not. And now looking back at like how I was, I'm like, the fuck was I doing? So definitely it builds up that silent resentment towards your partner, which can lead, like I said, outside of the bedroom. more arguments, more fights. You get annoyed over things because of that. And that's why, like, if intimacy becomes a problem early on, it's going to be a huge problem, and it's going to affect all areas of your relationship. Your guys' communication, your guys' ability to communicate, chat, be intimate. Things are going to, like, the resentment you're going to build towards this person. So that's why you need to bring it up right away. Like, don't wait. And if they can't fulfill you in those needs early on, this is when you need to find out, hey, they're a great dude, but they can't fulfill me this way. And if that's a problem, then it's going to be an even bigger problem later on. I did a poll over on my Instagram, and it was very high when people said they prefer a guy who fulfills them uh, by being intimate that way over what do we have in common. Because some people focus more on, like, what do we have in common? Similarities. You can learn new hobbies. You can learn new shit, but if you guys really connect in the bedroom, I think it just makes a better overall experience. I would rather be in common with a lot of things in the bedroom. We're super spicy, freaky. We like to have fun. And then our hobbies can hopefully align, right? But I think for me personally, and a lot of people, being intimate is a huge issue. And so if that's an issue for you, it should be a deal breaker early on. Like, unless they're trying to get better, unless they're trying to fulfill your needs, okay, then they're trying. But if they're not even trying, what makes you think that 5 years down the road that they're going to be straight destroying it? No, it's not going to happen, okay? The next one that I have is lowers emotional intimacy. Exploring new things together deepens trust. If everything feels safe, routine, and an emotional distance can quietly grow too. Like, when you're being super spicy with somebody, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, you feel like you connect in different levels. Like, if like, you feel like you're connected in different ways. Like, you've known each other for this person for a long time. You like to be around this person. You're comfortable throwing your freak flag around this person, and you know, with somebody, and like, you can build that trust a little bit more. Someone who's not really vanilla, you're like, do they even like, if you have to question your intimacy, like, I'm sure you're going to question a lot more other things about this person. So that's why, like, it's super important that you bring it up. I've been with people who were vanilla. It caused a lot of issues to the point of separating, because that was a problem for me. At first, girl was gorgeous. I was like, oh, okay, she'll be fine. She's super hot. But then the more she was a pillow princess, I was like, this is fucking whack. I cannot do this. And I ended up leaving because of it. And because it was a huge problem. So definitely, like, it affects you in a lot of different ways. The next one that I have is makes cheating more tempting. When physical needs or fantasies are constantly ignored, people might start looking for someone else who will explore them. And that's, come on, that hit uh, what is it? Hit the nail on the hammer, or the hammerhead, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Uh, and that's why a lot of people cheat. Their person is super vanilla. They only do one or two positions. They don't like to try new things. They don't like to include new things. They only like to be on bottom. They don't like to go down. All this stuff causes huge cravings later on, right? And I'm sure some people, like, that are going through it right now, I'm sure in your head you're hoping, like, oh man, I just wish somebody would just, like, throw me, like, choke me, like, throw me around, tie me up, just push me up against the wall, passionately kiss me, like, go down on me, stick it in the boot, and, like, all sorts of stuff. Like, you start craving this stuff, but you're with a person who just, like, all right, I'm just gonna lay here and then that's it, or I'm just gonna be on top and then that's it, and then we finish and we're good. Like, that is very boring. Now that actually feels more of a chore. I hadn't, like, my ex, that's how it felt. It felt like a chore. We would do the same few positions and then that was it. I was just, in my head, we weren't getting more spicy. It was just comfortable. It was not so much intimate. Like, I don't know why I get super turned on when I see girls getting ready or changing. I don't know why. That shit turns me on for some reason. And so she would walk around naked and, like, change and stuff. And I wasn't even feeling like, oh, damn, she's getting ready. No, I didn't even feel that. It was more of just like, oh, she's naked. And then that was it, right? So that's why, like, you're gonna start craving it, possibly looking for it somewhere else. And then once you open that door, it's going to be a huge problem because it's going to be very hard to close. Once you open that door, it's going to be super difficult to close because if you can close it at all, because now you're dealing with so and so who's throwing you around, pleasing you the way you need to be pleased, tying you, handcuffing, like all this stuff that you want somebody to do, but you're not getting it at home. What makes you think that you're not going to want both? Oh, I love my husband, I love my wife, but I'm going to go over here because they're fulfilling me. That's why people cheat, like, because they crave that. That's why you need to communicate with your partner, because it's only a matter of time. Let's be honest. There's this girl who was going 10 years and hadn't been intimate with her man. And she was like, I'm so close. I don't know why she, like, again, I don't know the dynamics, the context. She's so close to just stepping out of the relationship because she craves it. She says she's a great father, great husband. Besides that, yeah, okay, but he's not fulfilling you how he needs to fulfill you. He could possibly be getting it somewhere else. And then the moment you taste that, you open the door, like I said before, it's going to be very hard to close that Pandora's box because now you're going to want it more. You're like, holy shit, this feels great. This feels amazing. Feeling wanted, feeling fulfilled with my fantasies. So it causes huge problems. And this is something that you need to tell your partner is like, hey, like, I really need you to do this for me. I really need this. Go to a sex therapist. There's those available. Go buy yourself some toys. Add toys, add stuff, add all sorts of things. Keep things interesting. Because once you stop being interesting, things start getting boring and dull. I have a buddy who he buys a lot of toys to include with his wife, and he loves it. He's like, hell yeah, we get shit all the time. Like, and I love that for him because that's how it should be. That's how you keep things interesting. He signed up for the SMS things. As soon as something drops, he's like, yeah, need that. And then they use it. And that's how it should be. This is your partner, somebody you should be comfortable with, to be freaky with, and they should match your intimacy. Because imagine he's like that and then she's not like that. It's going to be a problem because he's going to be craving all this. Like, I want to try this. I want to do this. I want to do that. But she doesn't want to do anything. So definitely that's a deal breaker for me if their intimacy sucks, like, or it doesn't match my energy. Reduces overall attraction. Sexual energy fuels relationship chemistry. If boring for too long, one or both partners might start seeing each other more as roommates than lovers. Now, a lot of you guys have been telling me this. Oh, we feel more like roommates than anything. And that's true because that's what you guys are now. You guys no longer are sexual lovers. You guys haven't made love to each other in who knows how long. You guys are just roommates, maybe pen pals. No, like, and then you start growing more and more distant. And then it gets to the point where maybe they try something and they just feel grossed out. There was this one girl that said that they hadn't been together in the longest time. And he was starting to feel her push away and kind of felt like maybe there might be somebody else. And so he was like, oh shit, like, I gotta do something. And so he kind of did like a move, like kind of tried grabbing her leg and stuff. And she was actually more like, no, like, ew, like, don't touch me. Like, it got to that point because now they're no longer attracted to each other, or she wasn't. And so that's a huge problem right there. Like, there's no more attraction. And you're thinking you're gonna fix a relationship with no attraction, no intimacy. No, it's just gonna get worse. And then you're going to spend all this time trying to make it work or think that they're going to change for some reason. Oh, I haven't been intimate in 10 years, but for some reason he's going to change soon. And then because he says he's going to change, and then he's going to straight pile drive me. You're going to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. It's never going to happen. Because if they really wanted to change that, they would have made changes as soon as you brought up your discrepancies, if that makes sense. So stunts communication skills. If you can't talk openly about what you want in bed, chances are you're also not communicating well about other important things. Talking about what you like in the bedroom at first when you're not comfortable with somebody feels really weird, right? Like, what do I say this? Should I say this? Are they going to think I'm weird if I bring this up? Like, we start getting in our heads, right? And so if you just don't talk about it, then guess what? Now you're going to have, because that's already difficult. That's one of the most difficult things to talk about is intimacy, relationship, like that stuff, the spiciness. but like this other stuff is a little easier to talk, but you don't want to talk about this, so you don't want to talk about that. Your communication sucks. Because if you can talk about being intimate and stuff, all these other sectors are going to be a little bit easier to open up about, talk about. You can't even talk about being intimate. Oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, the but when you guys are having issues, be like, hey, like it's not getting up. Let's fix it. It's not your fault. It happens to a lot of guys. Look up the statistics online and stuff. I'm sure you can find them. Make them feel comfortable. Be like, it happens a lot, and it's okay. It happens a lot with older guys. Let's go get your blood work checked and fix this, and be open to talk about these things. If he gets mad, he gets mad. But then he might be like, you know what? She might be right. Let's go get checked. It's just a blood work test. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong going to the doctor. That doctor has seen so much shit go through their office. Trust me, you're not unique. Your Mr. Olympia is not unique. I'm sure he's had 10 that day, 100 that month that swung by and got their blood work tested and then keep going back, follow ups to make sure that they're on great levels. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not unique. You're not like one of one. It happens to a lot of people and it's fine. Um, but being able to talk to your partner about this and letting him be like, hey, like, it's okay, let's go get fixed. Or if there's no intimacy at all, like, it's fine, it gets hard, but there's just no intimacy. Tell them, be like, yo, this is how people cheat. So and so, Joe and Jessica, making up names, they cheated on each other because they weren't intimate anymore. Is that gonna, like, do you want to get there? That's where we're heading. Either you're gonna crave it and look for it somewhere else, or I'm gonna crave it and look for it somewhere else, and it's gonna be a problem. So let's fix it right now. So that's why, like, again, this all stems from the very beginning. Pay attention to their intimacy in the very beginning. Are they freaky? Are they wild? Because if they're pretty not so vanilla in the beginning, trust me, they're gonna probably get a lot better over time. But if they're vanilla, what makes you think they're gonna change? They might learn a thing here and there, but overall, you're still gonna be pretty upset. Okay. Kills curiosity and playfulness. Relationships need playfulness to stay alive. A stale bedroom routine can leak into the rest of the relationship, making it feel like predictable and dull. And I literally talked about that just a second ago. It feels like a chore. It feels like you just go through the motions real quick. Boom, you lay here. Okay, doggy, you do this. I'm done. You done. Cool. Let's lay down. Let's go to bed. You just go through the motions. Like, that's really it. Because it like explaining how the feeling at the time, there was no, like, when you see that person, you're like, damn, I straight want to be all up in that right now. I didn't feel like that. I was just like, hey, what's up? Like, you didn't feel that urge like you did in the beginning where you're just like, I want to be all up in there. And you shouldn't lose that. Yeah, it's gonna, like, obviously not be as high later on just because that's what happens over time being with somebody. But there should be some sort of still intimacy there. If you're not hooking up weekly, there's a problem. There's some people who haven't hooked up in years, months, weeks. They should be a weekly thing. And the moment you see something change, correct that shit. Okay. And you don't want, like, you want to keep things interesting. That's why it's cool to include toys, include other things, and tell them, be like, hey, I'm not saying you can fulfill me. This is great. I just want to keep this interesting. I got this leash. Tie me the fuck up. Hey, I got these handcuffs. Tie me the fuck up. Hey, I got this to put on your thing so you can, it vibrates. Slide that thing on. Let's try it out. And then all of a sudden you start trying different stuff. If you haven't signed up for the subscribe page over on my Scar Talks, you guys get my first hand experience on the little ring. The shit died a minute in. That was my fault. Okay. Charge it before you use it. So the next one that I have is creates an imbalance of effort. If one partner feels that they're the only one trying to keep things exciting, it can make them feel unappreciated or emotionally disconnected. And we've seen it. People, is it me? Like, did I do something? Are they no longer attracted to me? You start getting in your head. And then sometimes you even try to reassure yourself and look for it somewhere else because you want to see, like, if people still want you. That also happens as well. That's why people, like, trust me, everybody gets in their head. I get in my head. You get in your head. Like, we all have our things that, we sit there and, like, we think about, or, like, we stress out about or something like that, right? And this just, not only do you have to stress out about normal life, like things that maybe something's going on at work or whatever. Now you have to you have all these insecurities about being in the bedroom. Imagine you're like, doesn't it suck if somebody's talking about how like they were like being intimate, they were doing this, and this, and then you're just like, yeah, I didn't even get touched. I haven't been touched in so long. Like, how does that feel? You start feeling like nobody wants you. You're not wanted. That's why the moment somebody else makes you feel wanted, you're just like, I like this feeling. I like this feeling. So definitely pay attention to, it's going to create that emotional stress. Okay. The next one that I have is ignites insecurities. If one partner isn't being fulfilled, the other might start feeling like they are not enough, leading to self-esteem issues and unnecessary jealousy, which is a little similar to the other one, and that's what I'm saying. Like it, sometimes when I get these questions about the ED, like, oh, it goes soft, oh, it wasn't hard, or this isn't that. Is it me? No, it's not you. It's just they're having issues. It could be, like I said before, a hormone imbalance, um, testosterone is off, medication, a certain medications make it not get hard. There's a bunch of different things that it could be, but I've had a lot of people say like, "Is it me? Is it me?" So they sit there thinking that they're not attractive, that it's them. They're no longer attracted to them. They might be with somebody else. Like all this stuff, you just start beating yourself up, which is not healthy at all. So that's why like you need to bring it up. Be like, "Yo, this is how I feel. Like this is how it's making me feel. You may not be doing it intentionally, but this is how it's making me feel." You know, because it's fun being playful in the bedroom, trying new things, doing different things. Like you try this, you try that, and you're just like, oh, this is fun. Oh, like, yeah, let's get this. Let's try this. Oh, and especially when like that lit, like when you get lit and that intimacy is straight nasty. Let's be honest, straight nasty. Which is fun, but doesn't mean you need to necessarily get lit. But if you feel like your guy is maybe a little too vanilla, take a few shots with him. You never know. It might change him a little bit. um, the next one that I have is makes conflict harder to resolve. Unmet sexual needs are often the root of cause of random arguments that seem unrelated. Frustration leaks into the daily life and without people even realizing. And I've seen this firsthand with people. That frustration of not getting any, the frustration of not being fulfilled. Uh, like I'm sure some of you guys have been upset. The guy didn't make you finish, and you're just like, "Fuck!" Like that. What about me? Now you're upset. Now it leaks into other parts of the relationship. So imagine you guys have been hooking up for the longest time and you in total been together for 10 years. He's made you finish 4 times. Girl, the math is not mathing. You needed to teach this man different things. He needed to give you a better experience that gets you to that point, right? I would rather, hey, let's figure out let's get you here. What do we got to do to get you here? Because I want you to have a great experience. So it definitely can cause a lot of issues outside of, like arguments, fights. And then people will bring that up. It's because your fucking shit doesn't get hard. Or it's because we haven't had intimacy. Like you don't even fucking love me anymore. You don't even want this anymore. That's why the guy would be like, that's why I don't sleep with you. It could lead to like petty shots like that. Trust me. It's happened. I'm sure you listening to this and you're like, ah, damn, yeah, we had that argument. So it leads to bigger conflicts because of that frustration. So don't let that happen. And the last one that I have is blocks deeper connection. True intimacy includes vulnerability, being open to explore desires. Staying vanilla forever can keep the relationship surface level and stop real growth. I always want to learn the person I'm with. Like let's learn what you like, learn what I like, and let's have some fun. Like if there's something that you want to try, naughtyscience.com, be like, yo, we should try this. Hey, let's try this. Like if we don't like it, cool, whatever, we just throw it away. Or hey, like we don't need it, but we have something to try. Like something that's super hot is like plugging up both holes if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. Girls love it. Well, most girls, not all girls. So you can get something like you put your thing in one hole, put something else in another hole, and trust me, like stimulation. Are you serious right now? I'm telling you, you get to learn this other person and what they like and what they don't like. Maybe they don't like that. Maybe they like other stuff. Maybe they like to be thrown around. There's some people who don't like pain as much, and there's some people like, hey, Like if I'm not passing out, you're not choking me hard enough, right? Like everybody has different tolerances. There's some people, like I actually had a TikTok that I posted not that long ago. They said it gives them an ick when their person moans their name. Moan my name, go ahead. Shit turns me on. I've never been like, ugh. Like that's weird. No, it turns me on, but I get it. Some people just don't like that, right? And that's why you need to learn your partner. Maybe you're doing something that they don't even like, or you're not even doing enough that they like. They're just going through the motions. So that's why I would never be like that. I want to be super spicy, intimate. Like let's have some fun, because imagine like now you're not even thinking about being spicy. Of course, people think about, damn, she looked good. I wonder what it would feel like to get that. But they're like, nah, she's a freak over here. Because it's all about discipline. When you see somebody attractive, you're like, damn, they look good. Or if they're like very attracted to him, you'd be like, damn, hooking up with her would be bad. Or hooking up with him would be bad. Like in a good way. But it's discipline saying, all right, cool. I know what I got at home though. Yeah, it's nice to look. It's nice to window shop a little bit. But actually going through with it, that's a whole different issue. And people go through that, like actually go through with it all the way because they're not getting it at home. They're super vanilla at home. I've been a victim of being with somebody who was super vanilla. Absolutely hated it. I do not recommend, unless you're like that. If you're like, we don't need to be super intimate crazy. No, I need it. Let's fuck each other up. And so now I know like I cannot do that. It doesn't matter how hot they are. It doesn't matter like whatever, this, and that. If their intimacy level does not match mine, it's not going to work because I need someone who's a freak. Plain and simple. And if you can't give me that, we're not meant to be. And this is why you need to learn your person right away. Imagine you wanted to try something or maybe your favorite position and they're like, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, guess what? You don't like it? I actually very, very like crave this. For example, like what if she doesn't like going down on you and you absolutely love that? It's going to be a huge problem later on, And she might do it every now and then just to make you feel good. But no, I need a girl that's just like down there and loves it. Like, hey, where have you been all my life? Each time, like she hasn't seen it in the longest time and she's just devouring it. That's what I need. I don't need none of it. Like, barely, a little tongue action. No. Just don't use your teeth. It's not a fucking chew toy. But anyways, I want to thank you guys. If you guys have somebody who is vanilla, definitely communicate with them. If it's early on, make sure you coach them, get them better, because in the beginning, they're willing to change compared to 5 years down the road. Let's fix it now instead of later on, because it's going to be a bigger problem later on. Give this video a thumbs up, 5-star rating, Google review, wherever you're listening to it. Check out naughtyscience.com. Definitely check it out. If you're looking to spice up your intimacy, we got some great stuff on there. I got a lot of stuff on Scar Talks. I'm a subscribe channel thing. I'm gonna post some reviews on some of this stuff, like how I like it, if I liked it, didn't like it, pros and cons, and let you guys know. Okay, so definitely go check me out. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.